Chair, Senators. My name is Bud Dinges. I'm the Executive Director of the Texas Animal Health Commission and serve as the state veterinarian. Along with me to my right here is Dr. T.R. Lansford. He is the Deputy Executive Director of the Texas Animal Health Commission and also serves as the Assistant State Veterinarian. Senator Hinojosa, I wanted to just address some questions you posed to Commissioner Miller earlier about the cattle being imported from Mexico at this present time. USDA has enhanced surveillance or enhanced inspection protocols in place, as well as preventative treatment for those cattle for New World screwworms. And also you asked the question about the stray cattle and horses being gathered in the Texas side of the border, and those we do have enhanced inspection and treatment protocols in place for those cattle and horses that are strays coming over from Mexico. So just wanted to let you know that. Dr. Lansford is going to present our remarks for our agency.
Madam Chair, Vice Chair, Senators, it's a pleasure and thank you for the opportunity to be here today to address you and give you a few things related to the Texas Animal Health Commission and to discuss our exceptional items. As you heard, we've got a number of those totaling $11 million and 56 FTEs. But before we get there, a little bit about our agency. The agency was founded in 1893 with the mission to protect the health and productivity of Texas livestock industries. And today we take that charge very seriously, as that industry has grown to a $22 billion industry, representing about 56% of the total agriculture industry in the state. Our agency mission is accomplished through prevention, surveillance, diagnosis, control, and eradication of diseases and parasites affecting domestic livestock and fowl. And exotic livestock as well. We accomplish that right now, that mission with 201.5 FTEs that are comprised of veterinarians. A significant portion of those are in the field, along with our livestock inspectors are also in the field, and our region management staff, which is in the field, and our executive staff, legal compliance, emergency management, and epidemiologists, and then associated central office administration support staff and administrative personnel. We have 6 different regional offices that are located across the state that serve our stakeholders. And moving into page 3 of the packet there, would like to take a few minutes and talk about a few of the key issues or hot topics that kind of influenced where we came up with some of our exceptional items and challenges moving forward. First and foremost, a good challenge is the continued growth of the animal industry segment in Texas. In 2022, it was approximately worth $18 billion. In 2024, it's grown to $22 billion. And part of that is caused by an increase in the number of Texans that are becoming first-time farmers, and they're entering into the realm of livestock production and growing that industry. And so with those growing needs, Animal Health Commission certainly has the need to be able to grow and increase its capability to serve not only those new farmers, new producers, but also the long-standing farmers and producers and industries and protect their livelihoods as well. Moving into the second challenge, if you've tried to buy eggs recently, you're familiar with the issues associated with highly pathogenic avian influenza. This is the third year, we're entering the third year of a national outbreak that has impacted more than 157 million birds in all 50 states. In Texas, because this is carried by migratory waterfowl and spread by birds, this continues to present a pretty significant threat to our Texas poultry industries. Early in 2024, that virus jumped out of the waterfowl or birds and into dairy cattle, which caused clinical signs of decreased milk production. So until we figured out later in March that it was caused by the virus, we coined the situation of emerging disease as milk drop syndrome. After figuring out that it was being caused by the virus, HPAI virus, jumping into the dairy cattle, we have since seen this virus and condition spread to 16 states and more than 900 dairies. As we continue to work with our federal partners at USDA and DSHS on surveillance programs and meeting mandates put forth by the federal government, we continue to respond to this emergent disease with the expectation that at some point it will evolve into a disease program that will be ongoing. A couple of other key issues to go with Dr. Dingis's remarks related to the Texas-Mexico border. That's still 1,250 miles worth of border that is porous in many areas, and we do have the vulnerabilities associated with stray livestock, but we also have vulnerabilities associated with the 6 land ports, the international airports, and the seaports. While those all provide much needed and valuable opportunities for animal products and animals to move and build the industry, they also present vulnerabilities and provide opportunities for introduction of foreign pests and diseases. Likewise, unauthorized movements of those animals across into Texas from the Mexican border also present some challenges and threats, especially as we think about New World screwworms and continue to deal with cattle fever ticks. Which brings me to the last challenge is ectoparasites, our favorite topic of bugs. Cattle fever ticks is the reason why our agency was started in 1893, and it's an ongoing issue. That tick is the most dangerous cattle ectoparasite in the United States, but we're also very, very concerned about a condition of the spread of New World screwworm up through Central America and into the southern states of Mexico. In 1966, the New World screwworm was eradicated from the United States, and since that time has been eradicated all the way past the Darien Gap into South America. In 2022, the New World screwworm started a northward march into Panama. In 2023 and in 2024, it covered Central America again and is back into the 2 southern states of Mexico. It is extremely concerning and something that we are very much so working on to be prepared to try to respond to. And there's a number of challenges in that response. But just to give you some idea of what it would look like if we do get an incursion or reestablishment of New World screwworm in this state, estimated economic impact would be $730 million to the ag economy and $1.8 billion to the total economy of the state. So a very significant issue that we're very concerned about. Asian longhorn tick is another parasite, ectoparasite, that poses a very serious economic threat to our livestock because it can carry numerous tick-borne diseases. It's also a tick of public health concern because it carries a number of human diseases as well. That tick is marching its way from east to west across the United States. We have not had an incursion of that tick into Texas, but it is in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Which brings us to our exceptional items. And we have a total of 10 of those, and we have them broken down by priority starting on page 5 of the packet. Priority number 1 is veterinarian recruitment and retention, a request of $1,166,550 to fund 4 FTEs and to increase the salaries of field positions to better align those veterinarian salaries to be competitive with the market. This is a very small applicant pool made up of regulatory veterinarians and veterinarians that are interested in practicing large animal medicine, and that pool gets smaller every day. Veterinarians obviously are the cornerstone of disease assessment, mitigation, control, and eradication efforts, and we must have veterinarians to continue to be engaged in responding to disease situations. Additionally, ensuring full staffing of field veterinarians, which is what the 4 FTEs are, is paramount for effective succession planning. As we get these field veterinarians trained up and experienced, they make excellent candidates to move into the region director positions as those positions become open. Moving to page 6 and priority number 2, fleet safety and improvements, a request of $1,406,500 and 1 FTE. The $1.29 million of this request is to replace 20 vehicles in our fleet. And to kind of head off a question, maybe what is our replacement policy? Our replacement policy with the agency is currently 200,000 miles or 10 years, which is 90,000 miles above what the comptroller guidance is. So we're interested or needing to replace those 20 vehicles so that we can continue to serve our stakeholders in remote areas of Texas and safely do that for our employees as well. The 1 FTE is to recruit a second fleet manager. comptroller's guidance is 1 fleet manager for every 100 vehicles. We currently have 139 vehicles, so we're hoping to get that position to increase efficiency of our fleet management, which would then allow us to better serve our stakeholders. Moving to page 7 in priority number 3, which is to establish an ectoparasite field identification laboratory, a request of $272,552 and 2 FTEs. This laboratory is intended to enhance the mitigation and deterrence efforts against these foreign pests that I've already described. And the FTEs are comprised of an entomologist and a trained administrative assistant. The entomologist would be a valuable asset to help speed the identification and more accurately identify suspect ectoparasites. Historically, the state federal lab that was in existence filled this role, but in 2021, that lab was closed after a sunset finding. And since that time, our capabilities have decreased to the point where we're just accomplishing this in the cattle fever tick quarantine areas in South Texas. So again, the ability to add this component to our capability to our agency will greatly enhance our ability to more rapidly detect and respond to incursions of foreign parasites. Moving to page 8 in priority number 4, which is critical field staff positions, a request of $783,282 and 6 FTEs. These FTEs are broken into 5 livestock inspector positions and 1 training specialist. And this gets back to the comments from LBB related to the number of positions that we were unable to fill. These 5 livestock inspectors are needed to continue to provide service to our growing animal industry and to meet the demands in some of the regions and counties that we serve. Adding a second training specialist will enhance and ensure our training, or will enhance our training capabilities and ensure that our livestock inspectors are getting the on-the-job training that they need to be successful. Page 9 in priority number 5 is IT infrastructure improvements and a biennium request of $367,400 and 1 FTE. $134,300 of this request is for IT infrastructure improvements to replace things like switches, servers, and wireless access points that will help us continue to improve our transition towards paperless files and real-time electronic reporting. The FTE request and funding for that is to fund a business analyst that will help perform holistic reviews of our business processes to eliminate silos within the agency's technology environment, and to also help create and validate software user acceptance and perform post-implementation support of software systems. Page 10 in priority number 6, program records and epidemiology data and reporting enhancements, a request of $1,254,904 and 10 FTEs. This is essentially, these FTEs are requested to assist the epidemiology and program records departments with providing current animal movement data and analytics in the face of animal emergencies. Our current reporting capacity is far exceeded based on the number of movements, which we process approximately 12,000 movement documents per month, which does not represent the number of head of animals or livestock moving. For instance, any given month we may have between 20 and 70,000 individual head of dairy cattle moving in and out of the state. So again, our capacity is already stretched. This additional staff will allow us to provide customer-facing support, to provide near real-time movement processing to mitigate disease and provide timely response to potential disease threats. Page 11 in priority number 7 is critical central administration positions, request of $323,000 and 2 FTEs. These 2 positions are needed to help us grow as we grow into our additional capabilities. We need to recruit a human resources position to help ensure that the agency is continuing to meet the standards of hiring, employment requirements, and the health and safety of our employees, and also an accounting team lead that will help oversee the daily operations of the accountants, in addition to help analyze and review and do reporting of information to groups like the Comptroller's Office and LBB. Page 12 is priority number 8, with secure food supply program enhancements with $450,300 and 3 FTEs. These positions are needed to address the need for the development of secure food supply plans for livestock producers in Texas. This funding will help support state efforts to encourage producer participation in biosecurity programs, which will then help them be more ready to respond to an outbreak of animal disease and have greater opportunity for continuity of operations in those events. These positions will assist industry and producer efforts to develop these plans and conduct exercises to test those plans out. Getting towards the end, page 13, priority number 9 has to do with Cervid Health Program support, a request of $3,696,134.20 FTEs. This request is to support Texas Chronic Wasting Disease Herd Certification Program and to protect Cervid Health. As incidents of chronic wasting disease have increased in Texas, the Animal Health Commission has struggled with timely administration of epidemiological traces, quarantine management, and disease assessments for cervid herds due to insufficient resources and personnel. Diversion of resources specifically to this task will free up our current existing staff to concentrate on livestock disease programs, and it will also allow us to specifically concentrate on the cervid program to help better serve our stakeholders in both arenas. Lastly, on page 14 is priority number 10 related to the spay and neuter pilot program, a request of $1,299,610 and 7 FTEs. This is a new program that was put in, and Animal Health Commission, after reviewing what we saw there, determined that we would need to hire some FTEs to administer the program, to include a veterinarian to evaluate and oversee the program, additional legal support to make sure that we're in compliance with all the applicable laws, a grant coordinator and contract specialist to help handle the additional financial pieces, and some administrative support staff, along with an system administrator to assist with the information technology needs. One side note related to this is, to our knowledge, we have not seen a companion piece of companion legislation, so when that comes out, we may need some assistance to look at our enabling language, as currently our statutory authority applies only to livestock, not to these other companion animal species. With that, thank you for all you do and your support of our agency over the years, and certainly that is the end of my remarks, and we'll be glad to try to answer any questions.
Okay, I do not see any questions for you. Oh, Senator Nichols.
I'm sorry, Madam
That's no
Chairman.
problem. I didn't.
I usually don't take long. The cattle, the dairy cattle that are affected with the bird flu, you were talking about their production goes down. Is the milk contaminated, or is it safe to drink?
So that's an excellent question, Senator, and thank you. So just a little bit of background, if you'll indulge me. That was the initial clinical sign, along with a couple of other things, that really keyed the dairymen into that there was a problem. The other thing that they did notice was that there was a slight change in consistency of the milk as well. And so because those are sick animals, they come out of the milking stream. But when those animals recover, they may potentially have virus particles still there. The great news on all of this, and the most important message related to this situation, is that pasteurization eliminates or disables the virus. And so the food supply is absolutely safe.
Okay, that's good news.
Very.
Well,
Yeah, but
The best news we've heard all day.
who wants
you're doing work on, you heard the testimony a while ago on the chronic wasting disease, so we've got, I know when this came up before in previous sessions, you know, we asked y'all to work in coordination with Texas Parks and Wildlife so that one's not doing, whether they're not duplicating, or I hate to see us going in two different directions, is what I'm trying to say. Or is there a good coordination going on with Texas Parks and Wildlife?
Yes, sir. We're trying to work with them, and they've been good partners over the years. To my knowledge, the difficulty is we are managing the herd certification program for CWD for the USDA, and you basically have three government entities here trying to manage a disease that's been around for 60 years that we still don't know a whole lot about. So we have Texas Parks and Wildlife has been good partners in management of this, and we'll continue to do what we need to.
Do you have any recommendations to the legislature on something that we need to do that we're not doing?
Well, as far as the disease program, in my opinion, the herd certification program is unlike other herd certification programs that we deal with as far as brucellosis and tuberculosis goes. The CWD, there is no really good antemortem test for that disease. So it's kind of difficult. I guess the definitive test or the test of choice is a postmortem test to definitively say that animal has CWD.
So you have to put them down to test them.
Absolutely.
That's
So in my mind, or my opinion, the antemortem testing, it's good if you find positives. Basically, the animal could still be infected in that test, not pick up the disease in that animal.
spay and neuter. Is that new to y'all?
Yes, sir. That's not under our umbrella currently, and
So how did this pop up?
I do not know that, Senator.
Our chairman leaving on. Let's not leave on that question. I hope.
I think so.
He didn't hear me.
Having taught at Texas A&M University College of Veterinary Medicine for 17 years, with teaching fourth-year vet students, in my mind, a program like that would be better suited under both of our colleges of veterinary medicine in the state. I think they have the staff in place that they could issue those grants to different agencies and clinics that could use that money to help out with low-cost spays and neuters.
Yeah. So this is not something you've been doing.
No, sir, we do not deal with dogs and cats.
All right. It worries me because your focus has been protecting the herds and the.
We regulate the livestock
and
industry
sheep
and
and
assure
all that
their
kind of
health
stuff.
and well-being. Yes, sir.
So this would be actually a distraction from your normal work.
In my opinion, yes, sir. In my opinion, it would be better suited in other areas.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, there are no more questions. Oh, Senator Bendecourt.
And, right, even though I know we made a joke because it's really great news, just go back over that what you were saying is that the pasteurization process removes, okay? Because I think it's really important for the public to hear that, okay?
Yeah, I misspoke just a little bit, Senator.
Oh, okay.
My apologies. It does not remove the virus. It makes the virus non-infectious.
It makes it, what, inert, or
Inert. It disables the virus
non-infectious?
non-infectious. So there may be particles of the virus still there that may test in pasteurized milk samples,
okay, so
but it is completely disabled. It is non-infectious.
okay, so is the virus itself fragmented, or do you know? Okay, so you've got a fragmented viral string that is still could test positive, but it doesn't have an active ability for an animal host?
Correct. So part of that test, or part of the way they test milk is through PCR, polymerase chain reaction testing, and that's looking for snippets of RNA,
RNA in this case, right, because it's
inside
virus.
there. And so because it's fragmented, it can still find pieces.
So the heat of the pasteurization process
Completely.
fragments the
Yes.
the virus RNA fragments, and
Renders-
as a result, it's no longer infectious to either to any human, animal, whatever drinking that milk supply.
Correct, Senator.
Okay, that's actually very good news to hear for everyone. Thank you.
There are no more questions. Thank you very much for your testimony.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have the Soil and Water Conservation Board, LBB presentation on budget. Justin Dioso,